All right, Joe.
There you go.
Here, what about the rest of it?
5 minutes, you said. Nothing about this lot.
Yeah, it hadn't been raining earlier, had it?
Well, you should have bought another pair of wellies then, shouldn't you?
Yeah. Here, Charles, don't you want to see where they found the body?
I think I'll give it a miss, Tart.
So we're looking at a male, late 20s, 5'10", with a metal plate in his leg. Did the pathologist say anything about that?
The plate, repaired to a bad break, probably happened a couple of years before he died.
Useful for hospital checks. Her forensic confirmed the date of death, March 88.
Yup, insect larvae on the body put it between March and May.
And what about the bullet?
Still with ballistics. It's a .38, but it's too distorted to tell much else. They might be able to match it up to a gun, if we ever find one, which is about as likely as the corpse sitting up and telling us who did him.
Well, we'll just have to do it the hard way, won't we?
Stop! Police!
Sierra 1 from MP.
Sierra 1 receiving.
Bennett's Jewelers, High Street, armed robbery, shots fired. Trojan 2-4 on way, ETA 5 minutes.
Okay, mind your backs. Just let me through, please. Excuse me, please. Jim, we didn't know you were here. You all right?
Yeah, terrific. They got away on a motorbike. I don't know what happened inside.
I'll check.
Are you sure you're okay? We had a report that shots were fired.
I hit the deck. He missed. I've put me back out.
I suppose if the robbery squad's got bigger fish to fry, we'll have to do the job ourselves.
Yeah, just like the old days. They'll send some people if they can. That's the best I can do.
Well, at least can I put all our people on it?
All?
Take Ted and Helen off the body.
Something tells me that Ted's been putting himself around a bit. All right, you can have Ted, but Alan stays on the murder. All right, the news is Jim Carver was shot at, but they missed. He's just done his back in. Now, this job happened in broad daylight, right under our noses. But it's the gun that worries me. So if you think you've got these men cornered, you call in SO19 for armed backup. Jim was lucky. I don't want anyone else trusting to luck.
How much are you going to give us for finding this?
What's that, then?
Come round here. Here it is. Yeah, wasn't here earlier.
How'd you know?
Because we come this way to school, that's why.
Might you there now, eh?
He's ill.
Yeah, he looks it. Sierra Oscar 577 receiving over.
Sierra
Don't
Oscar,
touch that,
go
mate.
ahead, Barry.
Yeah, what colour was the bike used in the jewellery raid?
Well, this is what Donna's come up with so far. It's a first trawl. Anybody on the ground with a record of jewellery theft.
Love, can't we draw some help in on this? We're not exactly up to cup final strength here.
What you see is what we've got. Well, I want you to go out in pairs. Remember what Meadows said. We're not trusting to luck on this one.
Carl, are we involved in this one?
Yeah, you're on it. Sorry, Alan. You've got to stay with the body for the time being.
Thanks, Gov.
Yeah, Sarge, I've knocked on a few doors. One old boy reckons he saw two guys running to a parked car. Could be they're the ones who dumped the bike.
Okay. It's definitely nicked a week ago up west. Anything from Stocko?
I'll have to take it in.
Well, that was a waste of time. Right. Who's next?
How do you fancy Robbie Campbell?
Nah, no way.
Well, they say he's still light on his feet.
He must have got his bus pass by now.
He's 61.
There you are, then. Anyway, it's not his M.O. He never carried a gun. Just a sledgehammer through the glass.
Yeah, well, he's on the list.
Well, I can't see it myself, but I'll give him a call if you like.
Well, it can't do any harm to say hello, can it?
How many missing persons did SO5 come up with?
106. I managed to whittle it down to 40. Now we know he died between March and May 88.
How many locals?
About a dozen.
Could be worse.
If he was local. Couldn't have a wee look, could you, see if any names ring a bell?
Hello, love. D.I. Burnside, D.S. Roach. Is Robbie in?
Dad, it's the police.
Hello, Robbie.
Oh, Mr. Burnside, Mr. Roach. I hardly seen you for a while.
Yeah, it's been a few years, hasn't it? Can we go in?
Ah, sure, go through.
How you keeping, Robbie?
Oh, you know, not up to much except putting the odd bet on now and then. Here, would you like a drink?
Ah, you're all right, Robbie. So, who's your money on?
That's him. You doing a job for a friend, Mr. Ainsley? DC Lyons, DC Martella, Sunhill.
Yeah, I know who you are. What do you want?
I thought motorbikes was more in your line.
Yeah, well, you thought wrong then, didn't you?
Could we see the documentation for this vehicle, please, Mr. Ainsley? Mr. Ainsley? Thank you.
You happy now?
Can you tell us where you were this morning?
Here.
What, all the time?
From 8:30, yeah.
What about before that?
I was at home. What's this all about?
We're investigating an incident in the High Street this morning.
Well, you can count me out. I was here.
Can anyone verify that?
Get off my back, will you? If you don't believe me, ask Pete Scully. He was trying to sell me his clapped-out Escort.
What, from Harper State this morning? Bit of a hard sell, was it?
I fixed the timing on it as well, all right. I got it out of the way so I could work on this.
Where would I find Mr. Scully?
How should I know? Hey, you could try Cressacre Road on the Greenfield estate. That's where he lives. Everything all right?
Yes. Vehicle checks out.
Now, why don't you two shove off, and then we get on with it?
Well, he's a charmer, isn't he?
Yeah.
What now?
See what Donna gives us on Pete Scully.
Right.
Oh, I know the jewellers. But it's not my style, is it? And I've never used a gun, you know that.
But the fact is, we still need to know where you were, Robbie.
Oh, that's easy. I was here all morning, except when I went down the shed. Janie, will you come in here a minute?
The shed?
Aye, at the bottom of the garden. I fixed the hinge on the door.
Janie, love.
Will you tell Mr. Burnside where it was this morning?
He was here. He hasn't been out since last night.
Right. Thanks for your time, Robbie. We just had to check.
Ah, it's no bother.
Listen, Robbie, if you hear anything...
Mr. Roach, I've no time for the rubbish-pulling jobs today. I've never grassed anyone yet.
Take it easy, Robbie.
At my age, there's not much else to do.
Oh, I don't know. You look fit enough to me.
When was he first arrested? In the 50s?
Yeah. But when he did a runner in those days, you had to be Linford Christie to keep up with him.
You reckon he knows who did it?
Well, if he does, he certainly won't grass him.
Yeah, I suppose so. Last of a dying breed, our Robbie.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Norika. Hey, Tosh.
Yeah?
That's Scully's Escort.
Well, this isn't Cressacre Road, is it?
Yeah, well, maybe he moved.
Maybe he has.
Right. Excuse me, Mr. Scully.
Me? No, mate.
But this is Peter Scully's car, isn't it?
Oh, the car? Right, yeah. This Pete's. Who are you?
Detective Constables Lyons and Martella, Sunhill. Can you tell us where we can find Mr. Scully, Mr.
Brigg. John Brigg. He was at home last time I saw him.
When was that?
Last night when I picked up the car.
This car?
Yeah, right. Listen, it's all legit, insurance and that. I'm just borrowing it to move some stuff.
So you borrowed this car from Mr. Scully last night, is that right?
Yeah, about 9 o'clock. Why?
Right, and you've had it ever since then? You haven't had it in a garage or had it serviced or anything like that?
No, like I said, I've been moving my stuff.
Do you know if Mr. Scully's got any other cars, Mr. Brigg?
Any others? You must be joking. This one's bad enough. Runs like a tractor.
Well, I'm sorry to have bothered you. Thanks for your help.
No problem.
Well, I don't know about the car, but I reckon Ainsley's timing's well out.
If you stay with me, you two go around the other side.
Yeah.
Mr. Ainsley. D.I. Burnside. I'd like a word.
Yeah? Tosh! Take!
Get the cuffs on.
You're nicked!
Yes?
Oh, excuse me, madam. D.C. Woods, Sun Hill Police. Are you the owner here?
That's right.
I'm looking for Miss Diane Silk.
She moved.
I see. How long ago was that?
A couple of years ago. What did you want her for?
It's to do with a report she filed some time ago. I don't suppose you remember where she moved to, by any chance?
What kind of a report?
It's some missing persons. Do you remember where she went when she left here?
Cheetham Road. At least that's where she said to forward the mail. Place next to the newsagent.
Right, I'll try there then. Thanks for your time.
Bye, man. See you later, love. Was it that bloke?
Which bloke?
A boyfriend. Is it him, the missing person?
Would that be a Samuel or Sammy Chambers?
Oh, I don't remember his name. He went off. You should know him, though. Your lot nicked him enough.
Thank you.
The kids who found the bike put the dabs all over it.
Typical.
Yeah, but Socko took Ainsley's print off the underside of the petrol tank. She reckoned he'd probably been tuning it up.
Got him.
Yeah, but still no sign of the goods or gun, though.
Don't worry about that. When he knows what we've got, he'll tell us the rest. He's not the type to take the fall by himself.
Yeah, Alan, that PNC check you wanted on Samuel Richard Chambers, he had 2 convictions for taking without the owner's consent, both motorbikes. He also had 3 for theft from motor vehicles.
Nothing else? You don't get shot for stealing from cars.
No, that's it, just small-time stuff.
OK.
Thanks, Norika.
Listen, we've got witnesses who saw you dump the bike and take off in a car. Now, do we have to get a line-up and get them to point you out?
This isn't just armed robbery, Mr. Ainsley. It's attempted murder.
Yeah, well, not by me, it weren't.
Convince me.
All right, so I was there. But you're not putting that gun down to me, no way.
Who else do we put it down to? You're all we've got. Look, if we don't find this other guy, why shouldn't we believe you were the one with the shooter?
Look, I'd never worked with him before, and he didn't say nothing about guns.
Who?
Campbell. Robbie Campbell, look, he's a bloody psycho. He walks in and he pulls his gun out of a bag and starts waving it around.
Well, of course, you didn't know he had it on him.
If I had, I wouldn't have gone.
But you didn't do anything about it, though, did you?
What am I supposed to do? Have a row with him in the middle of the shop? But I did tell him later. And you know what he did? He takes the gun back out and he sticks it up against me. Here. And then he pulls the hammer back and he says, I could have killed that copper and I could kill you. So just shut it.
And?
I shut it and drove. Listen. You know I'm going to need protection. Look, I'm telling you, this bloke is a psycho. He needs locking up.
Yeah?
Miss Diane Silk?
Yeah?
I'm D.C. Woods of Sun Hill CID. Can I have a word?
What's it about?
According to our records, you reported a missing person 5 years ago. Your boyfriend, Samuel Richard Chambers?
Took you long enough.
OK, right, yeah.
So what you got for me, Frank?
Ainsley's put his hands up. Well, he'd have to, really, with his dabs on the bike. But he claims he was only the bagman.
So who's your naming as a gunman?
Robbie Campbell.
Is there? You interviewed him this morning, didn't you?
Yes, sir. He says he was at home all the time. His daughter was there, too.
The other thing is the gun. It doesn't really fit Campbell's M.O.
So his only alibi is his daughter saying he was at home?
Yeah. Well, she would, wouldn't she?
OK, bring him in.
So have you found him or what?
We found a body.
Sammy.
We'll have to check hospital and dental records, but from what you've told me, I think it probably is.
"5 years. Must be a record even for you lot. So what was it?
What was what?
How'd he die? Wasn't natural causes, was it?
What makes you say that?
Nothing.
Something must have made you say it.
Look, it's a long time, all right?
I went down your place when he disappeared. No one was bothered. Sammy was just another crook.
But he meant something to you. Can you tell me anything about what he was doing before you reported him missing? Was he in trouble?
There was this bloke.
Which bloke?
The one he'd taken up with, I don't know. Sammy was all full of it.
Full of it?
Plans. Do I have to spell it out? This other bloke was planning a job, a robbery, all right?
Do you remember where?
Hoxton or somewhere. I tried to talk him out of it. It wasn't his usual thing. He's going on about having loads of money. Pipe dreams.
Money from the robbery?
Well, he didn't do the pools and he didn't have no premium bonds.
So why did you try and talk him out of it, then?
Because it was bad news. This other bloke. They had guns. Pistols. That wasn't Sammy. He'd never used a gun in his life. But he wouldn't listen to me. They went off together. That was the last I saw of him.
Did you tell this to the police at the time you reported him missing?
No. Look, I didn't know, did I? I thought, well, they could have been hiding out somewhere after the job.
Sammy wouldn't have been hiding out for 5 years.
I know. Look, if I'd said anything, how did I know the other guy wouldn't come round and use a gun on me? I was scared, all right? He scared me.
And the man's name? The one who scared you?
He was like you. Scottish. Campbell. Robbie Campbell.
Come on, Robbie. If you weren't in the frame, you wouldn't be here. You know that. Ainsley's coughed your name. And we got a witness who saw you dumping the bike. So why not keep it simple, eh?
Oh, I don't know, Mr. Burnside.
Think about it, Robbie. Witness, Ainsley's statement, forensics. Come on.
Ah, all right.
You were there?
Mr. Burnside, I don't make trouble, but this was trouble from the start.
Ainsley?
I should have known. A yob like that.
So why bring him in the first place?
Wheels. I'm not getting any younger.
You're saying he was just the driver?
Mr. Burnside, I'll be straight with you. It wasn't me waving a gun around in that shop, and it wasn't me took a shot at your man. I've never grassed anyone yet, but that Ainsley, rubbish.
How's it going? You still trying to put a name to a man with a limp?
As a matter of fact, I think we got him. Name of Chambers. Small-time car thief.
There you are. I told you didn't need me on it. So what's this?
That's a PNC printout, Ted.
I can see that, but it says Campbell here, not Chambers.
That's right. According to Chambers' girlfriend, the last time he was seen was in the company of a blagger called Campbell. They were planning an armed robbery together.
We found the gear from the shop down a manhole at the back of some garages.
And the conflict of stories over the gun.
Well, my money's still on Ainsley. I mean, he's the kind to carry one. Impress his mates and the birds. Only this time he decided to take it on the job and impress the jeweller too.
And Campbell still maintains he knew nothing about the gun till they were in the shop.
Yeah, so he says.
What do you say?
Well, Campbell could be an old dog who's learnt a new trick, but I think we'd have a hell of a job trying to sell that to a jury, especially by the time his brief had finished telling him what a model criminal he was. I think they'd go for Ainsley.
Excuse me, sir. I think you better have a look at this.
My client's ready to give you a full statement now, Inspector. We do expect some acknowledgement of the cooperation you've received during this inquiry.
Everything will be noted. But before we take the statement, there are one or two other questions I'd like to ask.
As I said, Mr. Campbell has and will do his best to cooperate.
March 1988. Where were you, Robbie?
1988? I don't see that that's got anything to do with this.
I was talking to your client, Miss Turner. Well?
That's a long time ago, Mr. Burnside.
How about Hoxton? Were you there?
I don't think so. I don't know anyone in Hoxton.
Do you know a man called Sammy Chambers?
No. No, I don't think so.
That's odd. Because his girlfriend reckons that you and he were planning a job together. And on March the 24th, 1988, a jeweller's shop was turned over in Hoxton.
Inspector, I don't see what the events of 5 years ago...
I have reason to believe that your client and Sammy Chambers were involved in that raid 5 years ago. Well?
Mr. Burnside, I've told you, guns and robbery, not my style.
I didn't mention armed robbery, did I, too?
Not that I heard, no.
I didn't think so. But as it happens, it was. And a gun went off on that occasion as well. Hoxton's CID reckon it was an accident, because one of the raiders copped for the bullet. But he got away, him and his mate. And that was the last anyone saw of him. Up until now. You see, Robbie, we found Sammy Chambers.
Inspector, unless you're asking a direct question.
No, I'm not. But I'll tell you how it went. Or how I think it went. Is that all right with you, Robbie? I think it was Sammy Chambers on that raid. And I think it was him who got shot. Only he didn't know how badly hurt he was until him and his mate were holed up somewhere afterwards. By then he must have lost a lot of blood, been in a lot of pain. He needed a doctor. But his mate couldn't risk that, could he? It would have been reported to us. So I'll tell you what he did. Nothing. If he had, Sammy Chambers might still be alive. But he isn't. Only one man knows how long he lived. I don't. Might have been a few hours. Might have been days. Couldn't have been very nice, though, knowing you're going to bleed to death and nobody's going to help you. But you didn't care, did you, Robbie? You just waited until he died. And you took him out and buried him. And then you walked, safe in the knowledge that no one was any the wiser. Till now.
Inspector, I really must protest.
Miss Turner, we're detaining your client while we make further inquiries into the death of Samuel Chambers. Interview terminated 1708.
Grandpa.
Right, cheers, yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers, Tosh.
It's your grandma.
So why did he change his MO then? Why did he start bringing in other people carrying a gun?
And using it.
Because he was getting old, he didn't think he could hack it anymore without something to back him up.
Or someone to take the blame.
What do you mean?
Ainsley. I mean, who's going to believe that Robbie Campbell was carrying the gun when he's got a slag like Ainsley with him? Even we wanted to believe he was the last of the old-fashioned villains, right?
Why didn't we see it?
We saw what we wanted to see. Robbie Campbell, the last of a dying breed. Not some cold-blooded bastard. He fooled us. I wish they'd changed that music. I've had the good old days up there.